Shocking speed. Reece Walsh's unstoppable footwork that broke the defense. 25 highlights. Can a flicker of ankle and a burst of lightning rewrite the laws of pursuit itself? The floodlights of Suncorp Stadium blaze like fallen constellations on a crisp Brisbane evening in 2025, painting the turf in silver and shadow. 40,000 voices rise in a single inhale as the ball arcs high from a scrum win, spiraling toward the left touchline, where a lone figure in maroon and gold crouches like a sprinter at the blocks. Reece Walsh, 23, electric, untouchable, catches it on the full, the leather kissing his palms with the softness of destiny. He stands 5'11" in bare feet, yet in this moment he towers above the defensive line the way cathedrals tower above cobblestones. Opponents fan out like chess pieces awaiting sacrifice. The crowd hushes to the kind of silence that precedes thunder. Please like, share, and subscribe for more sport talk content. The play clock ticks. 30 meters out, 3 defenders close the angle. Walsh's eyes, those storm cloud grays, flick left, right, then nowhere at all, as if he's reading a script the rest of us haven't been handed. The first step is a lie. The second, a confession. He dips a shoulder, plants a foot, and the world tilts. In the commentary box, voices fracture. He's gone. No, he's not. Wait. The replay operator's fingers hover, already knowing this will be dissected frame by frame for decades. On field, the fullback becomes a comet. Hips swiveling, knees kissing, boots carving crescents in the dew-slick grass. A prop lunges and clutches only air thick with aftershave and regret. Then the moment arrives, the one that will live in highlight reels and schoolyard legends. 10 meters from the try line, 2 cover defenders converge like closing gates. Walsh fights inside, sells the dummy so completely that the tackler dives headfirst into his own shadow. The gap opens no wider than a heartbeat, yet it is enough. He accelerates through it, ball tucked like a secret, and the stadium detonates. Scarves become helicopters. Children leap so high, their fathers lose sight of them in the human tide. A grandfather in the top tier clutches his chest, not from pain, but from the sudden memory of running barefoot on red dirt 50 years earlier, chasing the same impossible dream. The roar rolls down the aisles and spills onto the streets where taxi drivers honk in Morse code celebration. The try is scored beneath the posts, but the magic lingers in the 10 seconds preceding it. Walsh slides on his knees, arms spread like wings, face tilted to the heavens, as if thanking ancestors who never owned televisions, yet somehow taught him to fly. Teammates swarm, but he rises alone, pointing to the badge, then to the sky, then to the boy in row 3 wearing his replica jersey 2 sizes too big. Social media ignites before the conversion is taken. Phones rise in unison. Shaky vertical videos capture the same miracle from 1,000 angles. Within minutes, Reece magic trends worldwide. A Tokyo animator loops the sidestep into an anime sequence. A London DJ samples the crowd roar into a drum and bass drop. In Redfern, kids pause their kick to mimic the swivel, falling laughing into the dust. Commentators reach for superlatives and find them wanting. That wasn't a try, one declares, voice cracking. That was poetry with pace. Newspapers abandon match reports for odes. The footage loops on breakfast shows beside slow-motion cheetahs, beside ballet dancers, beside fighter jets, none quite capturing the alchemy of instinct and artistry fused in one Queensland kid. Historians unearth lineage, the goose step of Gasnier, the swerve of Johns, the acceleration of Sailor. Yet this feels new, a mutation born of PlayStation reflexes and indigenous footwork passed down through campfire stories. The NRL's analytics team will later clock the change of direction at 4.2 meters per second squared, numbers that mean nothing beside the gasp they provoked. In the Sheds post-match, steam rises from exhausted bodies like incense. Walsh sits on a bench, ice pack on a knee that bent physics 90 minutes earlier. A veteran forward limps past, slaps the back of his head gently. You ruined my Netflix tonight, kid. Whole family's gonna make me rewind that 50 times. Laughter ripples, but the young fullback's eyes stay distant, already replaying angles only he can see. The ripple extends beyond highlight packages. Coaches scribble new defensive drills titled Walsh Containment. Rival clubs adjust recruitment, chasing wingers with hips that lie. Grassroots clinics swell as parents drag children to speed sessions, whispering that lightning can be taught if you believe hard enough. Somewhere, A scientist measures lateral force and wonders why joy weighs nothing at all. Deeper still, the moment speaks to inheritance. Rugby league has always been a language of bodies in motion. Polynesian power, indigenous elusiveness, working class grit. In Walsh's Footwork, these dialects converge into a single sentence that translates across borders. This is who we are when we refuse to be caught. Pundits debate legacy while the dust still settles. Will this be the try that defines a career or merely the first stanza of a longer epic? Statisticians note the meters gained, the line breaks, the assists. But the crowd remembers the feeling, the lurch in the stomach when the impossible became inevitable, the reminder that sport's truest currency is wonder. Years from now, when knees creak and highlights fade to sepia, children will ask what it felt like to witness the sidestep live. Old-timers will close their eyes, hear the roar, feel the night air on their skin, and struggle to explain how 10 seconds stitched their heartbeat to a stranger's stride. I didn't plan it, Walsh tells reporters in the tunnel, towel around his neck, voice soft beneath the fluorescent hum. The gap just opened. Like the game was saying, "Here, take this one for the dreamers." He smiles, shy suddenly. The boy beneath the billboard. I just ran toward the light. Another quote comes days later, scrawled on a fan's poster and read aloud on talkback radio. Footwork's easy when your heart's already 3 steps ahead. The host pauses mid-sentence, clears his throat, moves quickly to commercials. Listeners sit in cars at traffic lights, eyes glassy, remembering their own childhood sprints across suburban parks. The reflection settles like dew on the collective soul. In an era of data and dollars, Walsh reminds us that sport's purest magic remains unquantifiable, the moment when preparation kisses improvisation and a human being becomes motion incarnate. It is the same spark that sent Farlap around a bend, Kathy Freeman down a straight, Bradman through the covers. So we watch the clip again and again, volume low, hearts high. We see the feint, the burst, the glide into eternity. We understand that greatness is not the try itself, but the courage to believe the gap exists before it appears. And in that belief, we find our own dormant speed. The stadium lights dim, but the afterimage lingers, a streak of gold against green, a promise that somewhere a kid is practicing that swivel in slow motion, barefoot on concrete, chasing the same electric horizon. Because rugby league is not the scoreline or the contract or the corporate logo, it is the split second when defense becomes devotion, when pursuit becomes prayer, when one young man with storm cloud eyes teaches 40,000 strangers how to fly. In the end, the footwork was never about evading tackles. It was about evading limits. Those quiet voices that whisper you'll never outrun your postcode, your past, your doubts. Reece Walsh heard them, smiled, and left them grasping at shadows. And somewhere, in the hush after the hooter, the game itself exhales in gratitude.